Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig Sports. Today is Thursday, so we're going to be talking some DFS value picks for DraftKings. Once again, like always, these are going to be the names and the prices for DraftKings. If you guys play on a different site, FanDuel, Mikey Knife Fight, anything like that, just keep these names in mind and see how they're priced out on your site as well. But without further ado, we'll get into it. We'll start off with the quarterback position. Generally, I like to look at guys that are under $6,000, but this week I do have one that's above $6,000, and that's Kirk Cousins coming in at $6,300. Goes against the Detroit Lions defense, and that Lions defense has been terrible this year. Dalvin Cook's not going to play in this game. His father passed away this week. Thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family, so could be a game where Minnesota throws the ball a little bit more. Especially if Alexander Madison misses as well. He's in concussion protocol right now. Next up, we got Drew Brees, $5,900. Goes against Carolina. Kind of try to get right game for him. I know last week was kind of supposed to be that, but you saw Alvin Kamara get all the touchdowns, so that didn't really help Drew Brees. Then we got Derek Carr once again, $5,700. He goes against the Denver Broncos, who literally have like no corners left, so definitely could be a good matchup there. Then last but not least, I got Andy Dalton, $5,600. He's somebody I did play last week. He did pan out last week. Could be another good day for him again against the Giants. Then we'll move over to running back. And there's quite a few guys on this list. I'm looking at guys that are pretty much under $5,500 or less. A lot of these wide receivers and running backs, some of them will vary too because a lot of teams are resting players. And just make sure you're up to date as possible on those guys because there's going to be some values this week with those guys that are playing instead of the guys that are resting. So first off, we got Benny Snell. I got him at $5,100. Goes against Cleveland. I would assume James Conner does not play in this game. And he already said Big Ben's not going to play. So just based on Conner's injury history and trying to keep him healthy for the playoffs, don't really see him playing. You could also see some Anthony McFarland. He comes in at $4,000 as well. Next up, we got Darrell Williams. Like last week, we saw him play on 70% of snaps. There is a little bit of a theory that maybe he won't play and Darwin Thompson will play. But for $4,800, if Darrell Williams is playing, he definitely could be a value. Zach Moss is next, $4,600. Goes against Miami this week. I think this could be a game where the Bills try to run the ball a little bit more and try to get that right going into the playoffs. So it definitely could be a good game for him, especially if he scores a touchdown again. Then we got Dario Ogunbowale, $4,500. Goes against the Colts. Last week we seen him have, I believe it was 17 touches. If he gets that again, he definitely could pay off in DFS. Then we got Ty Johnson, $4,300. Goes against New England. Their run defense has been terrible this year. And Frank Gore's on IR. LaMichael Pirines on the COVID list now. So those two guys probably aren't going to play. So it's just going to be Ty Johnson. And then we got Josh Adams as well, who comes in at $4,000. Both those guys could have some value this week. Then we got Malcolm Brown, $4,300. Goes against the Cardinals. Darrell Henderson's on IR now. Cam Akers, he's still got that ankle injury. I doubt he plays this week. Malcolm Brown definitely could be a great value there. Two other names to keep in mind is the two other running backs on their roster. Raymond Calais, 7th round pick out of Louisiana Lafayette. And Xavier Jones, undrafted rookie out of SMU. They're both $4,000. Then we move over to the Vikings. Got Amir Abdullah, Mike Boone. So this is assuming that Alexander Madison doesn't clear concussion protocol. These guys are both $4,000. They go against the Detroit Lions defense, which is a great matchup. Both of them could have value this week. I would assume Mike Boone would probably get kind of the early down work, and Abdullah would be more involved in the passing game. So whichever you prefer in that case. Then I got Rodney Smith down too. He goes against New Orleans. He's a Carolina Panthers undrafted rookie running back out of Minnesota. Mike Davis is a little banged up now too. So if they sit him, then they could, give him Rodney Smith some of the load. See what he could actually do with a better workload. Next up, we got the wide receivers. So I'm looking at guys that are $5,500 or less once again. First off, we'll start off with Nelson Aguilar, $5,400. Goes against that Denver defense, kind of like we said with Derek Carr. You can stack these two guys for $11,100. Not a bad deal at all. Then I got Jamison Crowder. We saw him have a monster week last week, $5,000 against the Patriots. Should be a pretty decent matchup for him. He should see a pretty good target share, and he should pay off for that. Then on the opposite side of that game, Jacoby Myers. The last time he played the Jets, he went off, and he's $5,000 here, so definitely could be a value. Michael Gallup. Last week we seen him explode, and he's still only $5,000. And he'd go against the Jets. James Bradbury's probably going to be on Mari Cooper. Their other corners aren't very good, so We could see him have a very good day once again. He's definitely had pretty good chemistry with Andy Dalton. Then I got Kendrick Bourne, $4,300. Goes against Seattle this week. Deebo Samuel's not playing, and Brandon Ayuk isn't playing. So it's going to be him and Richie James. Richie James is down on my list a little bit further. Richie James comes in at $3,100. Both these guys could be tremendous values this week. Then we got McCole Hardman, and Tyreek Hill's probably going to sit out. Sammy Watkins is definitely going to sit out in this game with his injury as well. So you could see McCole Hardman, you could see Demarcus Robinson, you could see Byron Pringle. You could see any one of these three guys having a pretty good day. Then I got James Washington for $3,500. Goes against Cleveland. I don't think Pittsburgh's going to play any of their top receivers. So I don't think they're going to play Deontay Johnson or Juju. They might play Claypool or they might sit him. James Washington be the guy that really stands out of the field. And he's kind of got that chemistry with Mason Rudolph already from college. So definitely could be a good day for him. $3,500 could definitely be a steal. The last guys I got, these are all dart throws essentially. So they're all $3,000 guys. So Mohamed Sanu is the first one, goes against the Vikings. Pretty good matchup. If Chase Daniels is the quarterback, he obviously doesn't have the arm that Matt Stafford has, so he's probably going to throw underneath a little bit more. That kind of favors Hawkinson, Amendola, and Mohamed Sanu. I got Isaiah Ford down as well. If Devontae Parker would miss once again this week, he should see some run. $3,000 could definitely pay off. Then I have Chris Conley down for $3,000, and I'll explain this one. Colin Johnson's already been ruled out for this game. DJ Chark's banged up, and they really don't have anything to play for or not to play for, so I could see them resting him. So then you'd be down to Laviska Shenault, Keelan Cole, and Chris Conley. Conley's the cheapest of the three, so I think he might be worth the dart throw. Then we got Laquan Treadwell, and boy, this is a blast from the past. Former first-round bust for the Vikings. He's on Atlanta now. He scored a touchdown in 2 out of the last 3 weeks. So if he hits that touchdown once again, definitely could pay off as a dart throw. And then last but not least, we got Van Jefferson, $3,000. Like I said with their Rams offense, they're missing their top 2 running backs. They're missing their quarterback. Cooper Kupp's on the COVID list now. Van Jefferson's probably going to step into his place. And, John Wolford stepping in at quarterback, I don't expect him to throw the ball too deep. It could favor Van Jefferson in this matchup, probably the tight ends as well. With that being said, we'll move over to the tight ends. First off, I have a Irv Smith Jr., $3,900. Goes against the Detroit Lions this week. Nice little stack there with Kirk Cousins if you want it. Obviously, we saw him have 2 touchdowns last week. Been pretty productive. Kyle Rudolph's on IR. Not too much else to say there. Then we got Tyler Higbee, kind of like what I talked about with Van Jefferson. Higbee's $3,500. Gerald Everett's $2,700. Pick your poison with these two. One of them should have a good day, especially with Wolford at quarterback. Then I got Dalton Schultz, and man, he really let me down last week, but he's $3,000, goes against the Giants. Not the best matchup in the world, but not the worst either. He should see some volume once again in this game. Definitely could be worth his $3,000 price tag, especially if he does score a touchdown. Then we got our $2,500 guys. So these are our dart throws for $2,500. Devin Asiasi, he played on 94% of snaps last week. He goes against the Jets, who have been awful against tight end this year. And if Jared Stidham starts at quarterback, he might throw the ball to the tight end a little bit more than Cam Newton. And then last but not least is Vance McDonald, $2,500, plays Cleveland this week. I could see them sitting Eric Ebron for most of this game or all of this game. So Vance McDonald, he's shown the ability to be effective in the past, so I would not be surprised if he does it once again. Last but not least, we got our cheap defensive picks of the week. So first off, we got the Jets, $2,300. They've been playing really well lately against 2 playoff contenders, and they go against the New England Patriots this week, who have been pretty much anemic on offense, really. So it's definitely a good matchup, definitely one you can take advantage, and $2,300 is about as cheap as it can get. Then we got the Atlanta Falcons. We saw them hold Kansas City Chiefs to 17 points last week. They had 2 interceptions against them. Probably should have had a third one. Definitely playing a lot better on defense. They go against Tampa Bay this week. I know Tampa Bay's been rolling, and they kind of blew it last time against them. But, Tampa Bay doesn't have too much to play for in this game. They're pretty much the top wild card seed no matter what. Falcons defense, they want to come out. They want to redeem themselves for what happened 2 weeks ago. Then we got the Cleveland Browns defense, $2,500. Like I said, going against all the Pittsburgh backups, so should be a good matchup for them there. I got the Carolina Panthers defense down as well. They've been playing very well lately. They go against New Orleans this week, so not the best matchup in the world, but if they can stop Alvin Kamara, they might have a chance. Last but not least, we got the Cardinals defense. They go against a slew of backups for the Rams now. Backup quarterback, third string running back, backup wide receiver. Just missing a lot of pieces on offense, so it could be a very good matchup for them overall. But with that being said, these are my value picks for DFS for this week on DraftKings. Like I said, if you guys play on a different site, just check these names out on your site as well. If you guys have any questions regarding DFS at all, please do not hesitate to contact me, whether it's down in the comments, at my email, CoachCraigSports, on Twitter at CoachCraigSport, or on the CoachCraigSports Facebook page. If you guys liked and enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Greatly appreciate it. We'll be talking more DFS going into the playoffs as well. Probably even talk about building some lineups because it'll be a little bit easier slates then because there's not as many games. So I can go through, kind of take you guys through my thought process, how I build a lineup. So we can do a couple of videos talking about that as well. But with that being said, if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I would greatly appreciate it. It helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. And that's really one for you, the viewers. Helping you with your fantasy football teams, helping you enjoy fantasy football more, helping you with DFS, and bringing you guys some football news as well. But with that being said, if you are a new or current subscriber is yet to do so, also hit that notification bell. It'll let you know every single time I post up a new video. And with that being said, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys do well in DFS this week and have a great rest of your day.